See, we can set everything up so everybody can see. Maybe right here. Waiting on folks to come in. Today we are going to make a pear crisp. A good old southern pear crisp. So just waiting on more people to come in. If you have joined, hello, how is your day? This is a random, and I know it is on a Wednesday and most people are at work. However, I wanted to do this video. So for the holidays, if you want to make a good dessert to take to somebody's house, this pear crisp is gonna be something like your grandma made, okay? Matter of fact, they gonna think your grandma made it, all right? So we are going to get started. We have some pears over here. So the first thing we're going to do is cut our pears up. I'm using 4 pears, 3 or 4. It depends on how many people that you will be serving, or if you're making it for yourself. I don't know. I try to be careful with my desserts and not make them too sweet, but it's not like I eat them all the time. So that's something to take into consideration. Once again, they're for the holidays. So yeah, I'm waiting on some more folks to come in. I don't know, my next video is gonna be, I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm gonna do gravy or the nana pudding. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get this pear crisp video in there. Hopefully my phone doesn't ring. Last time I was on live and it cut everybody off and it was muted. But anyway, let's go ahead and get this pear crisp started, okay? All right, so we have our pears, as you all can see. So we're going to save the stem, okay? So we're gonna cut these in half and then in another half, but take off all of the ends. And these pears are pretty soft already, so we're cutting it in half and then in 4 halves, and I'll show you guys. So we've got half of the pear, all right, and then half, all right. Like I said, make sure you cut off the stem part, okay? So we got this half that we're gonna cut in half, and then the other half that we're going to cut in half, all right? And we're gonna cut them in kind of like cubes. So let's show you guys. So this is pear 1, all right? So we got pear 1. Hello, 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 hi. Hi, hello everybody. Miss Coast Chick, I see you. Hey, hey, hey. We are making something like your grandma made pear crisp. Okay, it's gonna be real good. You want to take this over to somebody's house for the holidays, or just make it for your house. So whoever I didn't say hi to, hello. So today is a pear crisp. So this is 1 pear we got cut up, all right? So we're gonna drop that in our bowl. All right. And we're either going to use 2 or 3 pears. All right, so cut the bottom off. And then when you're cutting them in half as well, make sure you take your seeds out. So you see I'm cutting this in like 4. Don't forget, take your seeds out. Cut that in another half. And then we have, I tend to kind of like bigger chunks when I make it, because when it cooks down and it gets soft, you don't want like it to be smaller mushy pieces, okay? This is a really, really, really good pear crisp, okay? I season it until my ancestors tell me to stop. However, I wrote it down because my daughter wanted to make it, so I wrote it down. That way she would know exactly how much we need. And we are going to cut up another pear, okay? Let's see. Hi, Paige. How you doing? All right, so, all right. So we got that one, all right. So far we have 2 of these pears cut up, all right. Let's take out, I should have already did that, all right. So we're just gonna cut it, like I said, in some squares. I'm gonna try to be gentle with the sugar. Now, if you got diabetes, I'm sorry, you don't have no business eating no sugar. But for the folks that do, and you want to make it, you can always modify this recipe by adding less sugar or honey. But like I said, if you got diabetes, baby, this ain't for you. I'm gonna go ahead and sugar it. I ain't gonna go crazy with it, but I'm gonna make sure that when you take it to somebody's house, they gonna say, who made this? You know, like black people always ask at a function, who made the potato salad? They gonna ask you, yeah. Hey. Oh, the description, I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe I just didn't do something right. This is only my second time going live like this. So, dang it. Maybe I need to log out and log back in, maybe. Okay, you guys give me like maybe a few minutes. I just want to make sure that the, I was just told that the description is, let me see, that it's not coming up correctly. Let me see. And there's no way I could probably actually change it. Hold on, guys. I don't think I can. Yeah, I don't think there's nothing I can do on my end to actually change it. Okay, got it. Okay, so it's her description. Anyway, okay, so we have 3 pears, all right? So the pan that we have is just your regular 8 by, what is this, 8 by 9? No, it's 8 by 8, I'm sorry, 8 by 8. So this is only gonna be for a couple people. So we are only gonna use 3 pears, okay? So now that we have our pears, we're gonna do our cinnamon, and we're gonna do our lemon juice and our brown sugar. So our brown sugar is 2 tablespoons full of brown sugar. We're gonna drop that in there. Our lemon, fresh lemon, 2 tablespoons, okay? So we're gonna put that in there all around because the lemon juice is going to cut the juice, okay? We do have fresh cinnamon that I'm using. This is fresh, all right? So we are going to take this. This is a 1/2 tablespoon, or you can do a teaspoon, but I want cinnamon, okay? I want cinnamon. I want to taste it. Let me grab a spoon. And if I'm not answering some of your, if I'm not responding to anybody, trust me, I will come back later and try to get to a lot of you guys' stuff. All right, let me make sure we got that. We got our brown sugar, we got our cinnamon, and then we also have our lemon, okay? So, as you all can see, when I was on here on Thanksgiving, I had quite a few people. It was just the perfect day, but I wanted to get this out. Okay, so this is what they look like right now. What your pear should look like. Hopefully everybody can see that. And I have 10 people in here, so make sure you give me a likey like. I'm trying to grow my channel, so those likes really help. All right, so once again, this is what your pears should look like, okay? So now that you have your pears, all right, you are going to take your pears and you're just gonna pour them in your pan. Got our spoon. All right, and hopefully I'm gonna lift this up so you guys can see. Like I said, I'm new to doing this live stuff, so I kind of make sure. And what I'm gonna do is, no, I'm not gonna do that. I probably should have added 1 more pear, okay? But anyway, so this is what we have so far. All right, so these are the pears. This is 3. Usually I use 4, and I'm thinking I should have used 4 for sure. All right. So All right, so let's go ahead and get that done. Now we are going to make our topping for our pear crisp now that we have our pears here, okay? So, trying to make sure I got everything. So we have flour, which is 3/4 of flour. All right, 3/4 of brown sugar. This is a really good pear crisp. It's a good one. I'm telling y'all. Let me see. We got that. Okay, we have our butter. I'm trying to think if there's any salt. All right. So we have our salt. We're just gonna do we have some sea salt here. Not too much, about a pinch, okay? Right in the tip of your fingers, all right? So we're gonna mix this up. In fact, let's put this up. I'm trying to think if there's, our oatmeal. So we gotta get, here's my measuring cup. 3/4 cup of oatmeal. 3/4, all right? So we're gonna put that in there. Probably should have used a little bigger bowl. This is Pear Crisp, something like your grandma would make. This is a good one. Now, once I put this all together, what I'm gonna do is let it cook for about, an hour, and then I'm gonna come back on to show you guys the final look, all right? Okay, so now we have all of this mixed up. All right, now we're gonna take our butter. So we got just regular butter. You can use unsalted or salted, whatever works for you, okay? But just careful, don't overdo it. A lot of us, end up with health issues. But remember, we're only making this around the holidays. So we're gonna do about 6 tablespoons. My tablespoons are not gonna be really thick. Just kind of thinner. All right. So like 6 squares. All right, we're gonna roll these sleeves up. And like I said, I should have used a bigger bowl. All right, and we're just gonna use, I do need a bigger bowl. Hold on, guys. I definitely need a bigger bowl. So far, I appreciate everyone that is in here. Hey, Carolyn. I see you, girl. All right, hold on, y'all. We're going to get a bigger bowl because we want to mix this up with our hands really nice. All right. And I want to use my glass bowl so you guys can see. So let's just rinse this one out. I have a bigger glass bowl. That one's a little too big. And we just gonna rinse it out because I just used this bowl, okay? We ain't trying to front on camera. All right, so we're gonna pour our mixture in here and we're gonna go ahead and start mixing. Okay, all right, and don't forget, if you just came in, don't forget to give this girl a like. She's trying to grow her channel. So we are working this butter in here. Hopefully you guys can see. If not, I'll get up a little closer in just a minute. Trying to figure out how to set this camera up in the future. And we just, you working it in your fingers, making sure that it gets, sticks together. And the lumps, and remember it says 6 tablespoons is usually about what I use, but I kind of went a little thinner. So where's my butter? I'm gonna add just a little more. Ain't nothing wrong with a little butter, okay? With a little butter, all right? So we're gonna take this in there. And that's about fully my 6 tablespoons. So see, that's usually what I use, and I try to skimp, but you don't get that. I want it worked in there very well. If you are just coming in, I am making something like your grandma would make Pear Crisp. And I'm realizing now that I didn't create a picture for it to see, you know, so someone can see what we are making today or what I went live for. So this is a pear crisp, something like your grandma would make. Now in your flour and your oatmeal, you can definitely go less. I use 3/4 of a cup. If you use 1/3 of a cup of flour, 1/3 of a cup of oatmeal, and then 1/3 of a cup of brown sugar, you're okay there. Okay? So I decided myself, I'm just gonna add a little more, and that's what makes your 3/4. Okay? So now that we have it mixed in enough to where it's gonna be nicely done on there. Let me wash my hands off because we don't want them oily right now. I have too much stuff to touch. So once again, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. I know this is a randomness, but I wanted to get it done. All right, so now let's get a spoon. There's one right here. This is the consistency that you want for your pear crisp. You guys see that? You see that? So this is the consistency, okay? And this is, remember, this is something like your grandma would make with a pear, as far as a pear crisp. Now, another thing you can do, because what I'm gonna do now, let me see, I'm gonna turn the camera down. And I have a mess here now. All right, so hang on, guys, hang tight. I'm gonna tilt the camera down. Okay. And like I said, normally I use 4 pears, and today I did 3. It's over there, but I would have to put more brown sugar and everything on the next batch of pears, and I don't want to do that. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this down. Hopefully you guys can see. Oh yes, you can. That's perfect. All right, so this is what we have, and we're gonna take our pear crisp, and we're just gonna do like that, like so. And that's more than enough butter. I mean more than enough butter. And the reason why I use more flour and more oatmeal, because you want a nice, good topping. Like you want it to be crust. You know, something like homemade crust. And that is what it is. You're just using brown sugar and flour. You see how I'm covering this? You want to make sure that you are covering this. Cover it completely. Now we're going to pour all of this in here because we're not going to waste any. All right, and we are going to take our pear crisp. You don't really have to do this because the butter that's on there, it's going to cook perfectly, okay? All right, so you all can see that. 1 second. All right, let's lift this back up. And once again, thank you all that stayed tuned today. All right, and this is what our pear crisp looks like. Let me move it up. That looks, you know what, this whole time, you guys, I realized I don't have on the light, and I should have had on the light for you guys. I am so sorry. See, I'm trying to get used to going live. Let me see this light. That's weird. It's not giving me my, hold on. I need light. 1 second, y'all. I am so sorry. Let's see. There it goes. I am so sorry. This whole time, let me take these off. This whole time, I'm not giving y'all no light. I'm in the dark. How come ain't nobody said nothing? Hello, sis. Hey, I see you. I see you, Rob. I see you. Hey, what's going on, girl? Now, you know you're from Louisiana and you know how to get down with the get down. But thank you for joining me. But anyway, so for anybody, if you coming on, if you have not hit a like, make sure that you like or hit a likey like so the girls channel can grow. But anyway, yeah, so this is the Pear Crisp. So once again, if you just now coming on, we making a Pear Crisp, something like your grandma would make. And this is a good one. So pretty much this Pear Crisp is done. So we are going to throw it in the oven. And then when it gets finished, probably in 1 hour, just come back. Let me put this in the oven. Hold on. So we're going to put it in the oven. We have our oven on 350. Okay. Another thing I want to tell you guys too, what you can do, you can always, love you too, girl. You can always take crystallized ginger or either pecans. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put a couple pecans on here, but crystallized ginger sets it off. You know, you break it up in small pieces, sprinkle it on there, and it gives it a different taste. The lemon helps cut some of the sugar. You know, it makes it just not, yes, so sweet, but yet sweet. Let me get some pecans. Hold on. All right, so we got some pecans. If my son was eating this, I wouldn't put it on there. So we have fresh pecans. Instead of me just breaking them up, I'm gonna put some on here. We got just kind of like so. Like that. We're just going to place them in there. Matter of fact, let's just pour them on there because my son is not going to eat any of this. So you got a Pear Crisp with pecans. Baby, can't nobody tell me I can't make a dessert. Nobody. Ain't nobody going to tell me that. And you see how they're hard? There's some walnuts too. So you see how they're hard like that? Once that butter melts, honey, it's just going to melt right in there. That just looks, I can't wait. Look at that. Should we add a couple more nuts? Should we just fill it? Because this is just, it's going to get crunchy and brown and golden on top. This is going to be so good. Okay, so let me put the camera back up. All right, so we're going to go ahead. She said, yeah. you would say, yeah, Rob. But anyway, so you all, this is, let me hold it down just a little bit. This is our Pear Crisp. That looks good, right? But it don't look real good until it's all the way done. And baby, when I say I can make a Pear Crisp, I can make a Pear Crisp. I really can. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and throw this in the oven, okay? And it's at 350, like I said. So we're gonna go ahead and let it cook. And you guys can catch me. Hold on 1 second. I was supposed to, I see I got the cooking and I forgot. I had some eggnog on. I forgot. Hold on. So I had some eggnog on. We got us a little bit of Southern Comfort. Put a little cinnamon in our eggnog. And this is the Southern Comfort, non-alcoholic. And it's the perfect time of the holidays to have this. It's nice, warm, and nice cold. But since it's, you know, cozy weather right now, we are warming it. And comment, let me know. Do you drink eggnog? I have some almond nog in there. But when I seen the Southern Comfort, I said, I'm just going to have to suffer just a little bit. But yeah. Oh, somebody said that. Oh, you drink it with, she said, yeah, with Henny. Well, I'm going to be, you know, non-alcoholic. Y'all know I'm getting ready to go in for this major surgery. So, you know, ain't no alcohol going on. It's, you know, I got to be good. Even the sugar, you know, I need to be doing protein and fruits. And I've been doing that. Don't get me wrong. But, you know, I have my little slip-ups, and this is one. But anyway, I just want to thank each and every one of you that, oh, Daquan's making some eggnog tomorrow? Homemade, or is he making dessert? Let me see. Oh, eggnog. Oh, okay. Nice. Nice. Oh, homemade. Oh, that's even better. That's even way better. This is sweet. This is actually really, really, really sweet. I wish I can cut it with something. Maybe I'll just add some, I don't know. It's sweet. Years ago, when I used to love this, I used to love this. But that's when I liked all that sugar. I don't like a lot of sweets. And they do say what? Is it every 10 years that your taste buds change? So definitely here, like the sweets. Don't get me wrong. I like sweets, but to a minimal now. Like I don't like stuff too sweet. Yeah, that's sweet. I don't know if I'm gonna be drinking all this. But anyway, for everyone that logged in or came on this live, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now, since this Pear Crisp is in the oven, it's going to be about an hour, okay? So in an hour, I'm going to come back on and show you all the final look. If you don't forget, set your alarm and say in 1 hour, Miss O going to be back on, all right? And I'm going to come right back on here and show you all the beautiful finished Pear Crisp, something like your grandma made. Because this girl can make a dessert. She can also cook. But I love to make a dessert. So anyway, I'll see you guys in 1 hour to come back and see the final look. This is the perfect Pear Crisp to take to a holiday party or to have at home. In the meantime, cut it with evaporated milk. I was gonna put some milk in it. I got some lactate milk in there, so I'm definitely gonna do that because I can't. It's too sweet. It's way too sweet. I can't do it. I can't do it. But anyway, Star Khadijah, thank you so much for telling me that because I was definitely gonna put some milk in it. But anyway, I'll see y'all in an hour. So don't forget, set your alarm clocks, and I'll see you in an hour so you all can see the final look of the Pear Crisp. Other than that, bye for now, guys.